Welcome back to the Teacherpreneur Association podcast. I'm Jess, your fellow teacherpreneur and biggest cheerleader as you take your leap into building a purposeful, profitable online business. I know myself, I faced today's topic numerous times and I wanted to address it head on because I hear your comments, I hear your DMs, and what is apparent is that many teachers face imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is just that little voice in your head that whispers things like, who am I to do this? What if I fail? Who am I to sell this? I'm not as good as other people in this space. And if any of that resonates, take a deep breath because you are not alone. Imposter syndrome is so common among teacherpreneurs because stepping into the business world feels new, it feels vulnerable. And even if you've been posting for a while and then you start to think about taking this seriously and think about starting to increase your prices, imposter syndrome creeps in again, and it creeps in again every time you kind of move further along your journey. Imposter syndrome will creep in the randomest places, and sometimes it's annoying because you want to do the said thing, but then this voice and these words are holding you back. The good news is imposter syndrome doesn't have to hold you back. In fact, we're going to reframe it today, and you can see it as an opportunity to grow your confidence, show up boldly, and start embracing this journey for yourself. And by the end of today's episode, you'll have a toolkit to tackle self-doubt and practical steps to move you forward with confidence. So first thing, so we're all on the same page, what is imposter syndrome? It's those words that get thrown about quite a lot, but at its core, imposter syndrome is the belief that you're not good enough. Even when you have the skills, qualifications, and experience to succeed, it's not about reality. It's not about what you actually have. It's about your perception. It's that feeling of being a fraud, even though you're absolutely capable of delivering value. And it shows up for teacherpreneurs because as educators, we've been trained to follow specific curriculums, to meet standards, to follow guidelines, and to work within a system. So transitioning into entrepreneurship means creating your own path, and that can feel overwhelming and very different to what we're used to. We also compare ourselves to others online who seemingly have it all together, but nobody does. That's the secret. They don't. Everyone starts somewhere, and as well, the fear of judgment is so real with educators, whether it's from colleagues or friends or family. We feel like we've taken this one path with education and now you're wanting to do something different. People are going to have something to say, even, positive or negative. But the truth is that imposter syndrome is simply a story that we tell ourselves. It's a story that we believe about ourselves. It's not a fact, it's a mindset. And like any mindset, it can be changed. That's the best thing. So we're going to rewrite the script and reframe it. Instead of focusing on what you lack, let's focus on what you bring. Remember, your teaching experience is probably the core of the business that you're building. So you might have spent years mastering how to explain concepts or break down ideas and connect with students. You've built skills like communication skills, time management skills, creativity, all of these things that you have. You've even communicated and managed parent expectations, staff meetings. I don't think you know how many people wish they had your experience. You've already built a skill set that's perfect for running an online business. You just need to package it in a way that serves your audience. And you just need to think about the story that you've been telling yourself differently. You might think, I'm just a teacher, and I posted a TikTok about this the other day and so many of you connected with it. And what I did was I put the skills that you have, and I'm actually going to bring it up here. I put the skills that you have and then I reframed that skill. So for example, you can plan lessons, which means you can create structured content. You can teach, which means you can deliver knowledge with confidence. You can research different topics. That means you can do market research for your audience. You can adapt your teaching. You adapt your teaching to different skill sets, different personalities, You do that so easily. And what that means is you can customize solutions for your clients. You provide assessments and you mark assessments. That means you can track progress and help people improve their results. You can host meetings, which means you can network and collaborate. You can create presentations, which means you can build engaging visuals for your brand. You can make resources, which means you can create digital products. You can communicate with parents. That's great client communication skills. You already have the skills, and we have to think of teaching isn't the limit. Teaching isn't just what you can do. It's actually just the foundation of what you're going to go on to do. And once you can see how your skills can transfer, you'll start to recognize the value that you do bring to the table. But honestly, many of you already know that. You already know you have the skills, and that's not the problem. That's not what you're having this imposter syndrome with. Let me share a little story about Hannah Montana. Before Miley Cyrus became a household name, she got the role of Hannah Montana. Now, at the time, nobody knew who Hannah Montana was because it was a brand new TV show that they were creating. But what they needed for the TV show was footage of Hannah Montana performing to a crowd. So what they did was they set up a stage in a shopping centre in a mall, and Miley had to perform as Hannah Montana. Now, she performed to a bunch of random people who were just in the shopping centre. She wasn't famous yet. No one knew who she was. But when she got on stage, she performed as if she were a superstar. She acted as if she were a superstar. She acted as if the world already recognised her talent. And when she accepted her Disney Legend Award a couple of years ago, Miley Cyrus made this speech and she said, "In my heart, I was Hannah Montana." Even though nobody else knew who she was, nobody else really cared, she knew that she was Hannah Montana and she was successful and she was a superstar. And she did turn out to be that. And that's what I want you to do. Not get up on stage and pretend you're Hannah Montana, but imagine you are already the successful business owner that you aspire to be. How does that version of you show up? How does she dress? What decisions does she make? How does she talk about her business? What does she do in her day-to-day? When you start acting as if, you align yourself with that success. You don't wait for permission or validation. You decide who you are and you step into it. You have to embody this version of yourself that you want to be. And if you want that alter ego, you can create that alter ego for yourself. When you're creating your content, you're writing your emails, you're creating your digital product, think from a space of, I am a successful teacherpreneur. I am a business owner. This is who I am. And allow yourself to believe that this is happening and this has happened for you. And you will show up so differently and you will quiet down those whispers and quiet down that imposter syndrome that's holding you back. Another huge shift that you can make is, and this is really actionable, the key is to celebrate more. Now, let me take you back to my first ever sale. I remember sitting there, like refreshing my phone, and when the notification popped up, when I got this email, it was I've shared this before, it was a digital product, like a couple of pounds. It wasn't a huge moment, but it felt really monumental. And instead of brushing it off as just one sale, it's just a couple of pounds that I made, I let myself celebrate. I was so happy and I was so joyful and I soaked in the moment because celebration creates momentum. When you celebrate your wins, big or small, you are reinforcing the belief that what you're doing is working. You're rewiring your brain to look for more opportunities to succeed. When you celebrate every single sale, every single follower, every single DM, every single comment, celebrate what you want more of, you're going to create more of that in your life. Celebrate every win. Did you post your first reel? Did you post your first TikTok? Did you finish your website? Celebrate. The energy you create through celebration will not only attract more success into your life, but it will allow you to feel like this is your new normal. It's your new normal that you make sales every day. It's your new normal that when you check your emails, you have another student that's just enrolled. You want to start feeling it to be true, and this will help with your imposter syndrome. Viewing the good stuff rather than just focusing on, I've only made one sale, instead of I've made one sale. Two completely different things. If you focus on like, oh, well, I've only made one sale, I'm probably not going to make another. You know what's going to happen? You're not going to make another, and you're going to start to look at the negative things that are happening versus when you choose to look at the good stuff that's happening, you choose to look at what's going well, you're going to create more of that. So celebration creates momentum. What is one thing you can celebrate today? And I guarantee there probably is something, but you're not allowing yourself to see it because this imposter syndrome is covering your eyes. And everyone is motivated in different ways. For me, I like visual proof. So I like to write on post-its things that I want to achieve. For example, 1 sale, 2 sales, 5 sales. And when I've achieved that, I take it down and I put it into a little box that I keep. And when I'm having those moments of self-doubt, I will go through that jar and look at the things that I have achieved. You can think of this as like a win wall in your classroom for your students, where your students are celebrating things. You want to do that for yourself. Create a wall at home where you display your milestones, your sales, your testimonials, compliments from your audience, and allow yourself to believe that this is possible for you and this is the journey that you're on. And another simple thing that really has helped me with imposter syndrome is surrounding myself with people who are on a similar journey. Now, when you do start showing up online, you see plenty of teachers in the online space, but you don't really see many people who are in your town or your city. You might feel like you're the only teacher in your school or the only teacher in your town that is interested in the online space, but there are a ton of people who are online. They're just in different places. Connect with other teachers who are doing this, or not even just other teachers, other people who are creating content and in the online space. I'm very grateful to have people who create content in my life, and they're not teachers, but having those people allow me to share my wins with them and ask them for feedback and lean on them and lean on people who understand what it's like to create products and understand what it's like to build businesses. And this is where having a coach can be a game changer, because a coach provides you with accountability, support, guidance, and a different perspective. Someone who can help you see your blind spots and keep you on track. But you can also meet people in your local community just to make you feel like you're not alone and you're not an imposter for doing this. It's just that you're on a different path to other people. And remember, imposter syndrome is going to creep up when you reach your next level. And it's a good thing. It means that you are stepping out of your comfort zone. It means that you are wanting more, achieving more, and doing different from the norm. And that's okay. That's a good thing. If you want personalized support to grow your business, I'd love to invite you into the Teacherpreneur Launchpad. You'll get personalized WhatsApp coaching for your business. There are only 12 spots available for Q1 and Q2. So if this does feel like the right fit for you, you can head to the link and there is an application form to register your interest. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, you are already enough. Your skills, your story, and your passion are valuable. Keep showing up, keep celebrating, and keep building the life that you deserve. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. If you've noticed, these episodes are now dropping on Sunday so that you get your little Sunday fix before the week ahead. I hope you have a great week, and I will speak to you next time. Bye!